parts of the football-loving public that Chelsea's wealth is bad for the game. Well, it's up to the likes of Liverpool to prove that's not the case, to be competitive as they were when they knocked football's richest club out of the FA Cup at the semi-final stage only back in April, a year after doing exactly the same thing in the Champions League. And in league points, Andy, they are getting closer considerably, aren't they?
Yes, they are. 9 points was the difference last year. Chelsea had won the league, of course, lost the last 2 league games, so in reality the gap might have been a lot bigger. Can they close to... I think if they get anywhere near 9 points this year, then they'll have done particularly well, but they have to look to close it. When you talk about this team, you talk about winning the title. It's as simple as that.
Well, the boys of 1966, still England's only World Cup winners. Sir Geoff Hurst, who actually scored against Liverpool in a charity shield for West Ham back in 1964. He's the guest of honour today. But as we pointed out a month or so ago, Andy, he's now not the only victor born in Ashton-under-Lyne, is he? Because the Lancashire town, also the birthplace of Simone Perotta, one of Italy's boys of 2006. But you wouldn't have known it.
Not if you hadn't told me in Germany. No, I wouldn't. You're right.
I tried to get a word of English out of Signor Perotta, not one. It's a big day for the officials. Martin Atkinson is the referee. He's had only 2 seasons as a Premiership official, so today's assignment is a big compliment to the progress he's made. Jermaine Pennant, voted as Liverpool's man of the match on Wednesday, putting plenty of crosses and brings perhaps a different dimension to this season's Liverpool. And today he's got the height of Peter Crouch to try and find from the start.
That shouldn't be difficult.
So with those formalities completed, now it will be the national anthem sung by the soul singer Misha Paris. So a quick confirmation of the team news for you. Liverpool, the more surprise selection of the 2 clubs. Steven Gerrard and Craig Bellamy amongst the players, 4 players from Wednesday's Champions League qualifier, stood down along with Sami Hyypiä and Xabi Alonso. The Dane Daniel Agger partners Jamie Carragher at the back. Marc Gonzalez has a chance to build on his sensational substitute cameo against Maccabi Haifa with a start today. And Peter Crouch and Luis Garcia take on the attacking duties occupied by Gerrard and Bellamy in midweek. As for Chelsea, well, the new boys, Shevchenko and Ballack, are in, but with Cech injured and Joe Cole injured and Del Orno, Gudjohnsen and Duff sold, only 5 of this 11 started the Community Shield a year ago. Paulo Ferreira we expect to fill in at left-back today in preference to Wayne Bridge. The Ashley Cole saga seemingly still business in progress. 18-year-old central defender Michael Mancian is amongst the substitutes.
Well, surprising selection, you're right, Martin, about Liverpool, but no surprise, I don't guess, with the system that they'll deploy. And if they're going to win it, and Benitez obviously thinks he can, 2 areas, well, wide here on the right, with Pennant giving pace, and Trickery on this side. Gonzalez, who they already say is one of the quickest they've got in the books, if not the quickest at Anfield. I think they'll really test Jeremy and Paulo Ferreira. Zendemi here is going to be deployed in this area, used as a a central midfield player this year, so we'll see how he performs today. And if you've got Crouch, why wouldn't you get supply? Get these people high up the pitch, deliver balls into the box, then flood the box with players from midfield. You just don't know, you might get lucky. But for Chelsea, well, I'm not sure how they're going to line up. We've got Essien as their sort of holding player. Ballack and Lampard will play slightly infield, and we'll have to just wait and see how the front three operate. Will it be Shevchenko, sort of right-sideish, or Drogba?
Andriy Shevchenko, new to Chelsea, but not to the Millennium Stadium. He played and scored here for Ukraine against Wales. So Liverpool, who've had a strange pre-season, really. They lost 3 warm-up games in a row, conceding 10 goals to the consternation of Rafael Benítez. And then that rather tentative 2-1 win over Maccabi Haifa in the home leg of the Champions League qualifier. Incidentally, they still do not know where the away leg will take place. Obviously not in Israel, but that decision will be announced around midday tomorrow, we're told.
Well, just to say we're not guilty of this hold-up, because the players and the referee have got a little bit ahead of themselves. It's still in the big clock, 2:59 behind each goal. So everyone's a little anxious to get on with it. Good to see.
And there are a lot of broadcasters around the world taking our pictures today, and they need to be dealt with respect and on time. And as soon as the clock ticked on to 3 o'clock, bang on, Martin Atkinson was bang on with his starting whistle.
Well, I don't know if he's going to stick with this, but at the start of the game, we've got Luis Garcia lined up wide left for Liverpool. Gonzalez just playing off Peter Crouch. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if it stays that way, because everyone was led to believe that Gonzalez would be the one who would play on the left and Luis Garcia would be the one who fought. But maybe they've just done that for kick-off.
Here's Paulo Ferreira, definitely at left-back.
I think Drogba's going to play right of Shevchenko, and I seem to remember him coming on as, certainly when Crespo came on at Upton Park, I think, last season he came on and Drogba played from the right-hand side. So he's certainly capable of doing that.
Drogba has done some damage to Liverpool, and also, of course, was the match winner here a year ago when Chelsea beat Arsenal to win the trophy that's on offer again this afternoon.
Do you think they're trying to mimic a Crouch and Bellamy partnership here? You know what I'm saying? Bellamy's all pace, we expect he'll play. If it's with Crouch, are they going to say, well, Gonzalez is very, very quick, why don't we try that? I mean, it might be.
And there's Garcia, who can play wide on both sides, and certainly showed his versatility with Spain in the World Cup. So Terry still, he says, coming to terms with what happened to England. And I guess that certainly applies to Frank Lampard as well, who is nowhere near his usual standards. And Robin was there with Holland. And Marc Gonzalez, no wonder they called him Speedy, scoring that winning goal against Maccabi, 3 minutes after coming on as a substitute.
Just an injury to Tennant. It's the old chestnut again, it's come out, isn't it? Should you play it out of the pitch or not? We'll talk about that a few times this season, again, I guess. See, that's the thing of stop the game, giving it away, no treatments needed.
Why can't the referee decide?
Well, I'm with you on that.
There's Martin Atkinson from Leeds, 35 years old. I say relatively inexperienced, and I think taking charge of a Chelsea game for the very first time.
Well, I thought it might be. At the start of the game, you see Gonzalez there now, taking up the left side. And Garcia now playing where we thought he would start, off of Crouch.
Well, there's more logic to that.
Yeah.
Essendon, as you said quite rightly, Andy, they are expecting him to be competitive for a central midfield role this season. And Zenden's fellow countryman Arjen Robben is flagged offside. So Luis Garcia, not surprised he's been picked. He, of course, scored the decisive goal in the FA Cup semi-final, then missed the final through suspension, and also scored the decisive goal in the Champions League semi-final.
There are only 2 wins against Chelsea in the last couple of years. Well, Mourinho and Benítez have been in charge, isn't it?
José Mourinho, his relationships with Liverpool have been a little bit dismissive at times, which might mean the exact opposite, of course. But he is very wary of Rafael Benítez and his squad. He did study psychology, Mourinho.
Well, this might be getting launched. They might use this quite a bit today to get a chance in the last third to get this ball into the 18-yard box. I don't see them denying themselves the opportunity like that.
Which gets it easily, and Terry reads the flick on. Sandham trying to get in.
But that's the most important ball when you're defending that sort of situation. You know Crouch can't score. So the ball you have to defend is the flick on.
Bit of room for Riise. Ballack trying to defend that side of midfield. And he's confronting Riise here. Zenden has space. Crouch with a lovely touch towards Luis Garcia.
Yeah, that was decent defending from Jeremy. He's tucked in nice and tight there, and he had to be.
There's always these days a lot of talk as to whether this is a pre-season game or the start of the official campaign. I think it's what suits best the competing teams, but Mourinho has said it's a bit half and half from his point of view.
I think it depends if you win or lose. If you win,
it's a trophy.
The season started, that's our first trophy.
Yeah.
If you don't, well, it doesn't matter. It was a warm-up game. It was a part of our build-up.
Good mitigation, isn't it? There's Essien. No Claude Makelele yet, of course played in the World Cup final itself. But only a week of training, as is the case with a rather troubled William Gallas, troubled in his relationship with Chelsea at the moment. This is Daniel Agger, who's been at Liverpool since the January transfer window. Only played 4 senior games last season. Essien. Robben with the licence to roam. Sissoko breaking up the play and then caught by Ballack. And here we are, 6 minutes into Ballack's official Chelsea career. And he's going to receive Martin Atkinson's yellow card.
Yeah, it's a bit rash, the challenge. I don't think you can argue with that. Chases it, ball's gone. A little late. Might have got away with it. Nature of the game.
Flipped up by Riise again, of course, towards Crouch. And he pop it into the arms of Carlo Cudicini, who's still a loyal Chelsea servant and getting some early season game time because of Petr Cech's shoulder problem. There's another goalkeeper in the Chelsea first team squad, Hilario from Portugal. He's the substitute today. And this guy's here trying to get it to Pennant.
I'm going to be really interested as this season goes on what Chelsea do with this array of talent. I don't necessarily mean the midfield area where we see Frank Lampard and Ballack there combining. I think that's easy to play these two because they're going to have Makelele playing as the holding role, so that's not a problem. It's what's ahead of that, and I'm going to be fascinated what he does, José Mourinho.
There's a very solid challenge by Sissoko and Ballack. Ballack picks it up. And Robben chasing Shevchenko, that's spun towards the Ukrainian. Still Shevchenko, awkward for Finnan, he hasn't cleaned it out. And Chelsea get in the end a corner.
Well, he's a little unlucky, never quite had it under full control. It's a lovely little ball, just fed over the top, but you can see he's always under pressure. Never quite set for the strike that he wanted. First little glimpse of him.
Lampard to take the first corner. Brought out on the right by the left foot of Riise. Got Pennant hugging the touchline on one side, but Riise goes all the way, all the way! Well, I don't think Cudicini will be very happy, but Liverpool are delighted, and Arne Riise in particular.
Well, if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. He's earned his bit of luck. Goalkeeper was awful. Really poor. But what a break. And if you're John Terry, what you're doing here is absolutely right. He's backing away. He just backs away and backs away. And somebody follows the runner wide and he says, go and shoot. He's probably shouting shoot to Riise, because that really, for a goalkeeper of Carlo Cudicini's experience, should just be gobbled up, pushed round the post or pushed wide. I know it dips a little, but it's always going to dip a little. It's really poor goalkeeping. But he got a reward for the drive, for the run, for the initiative, and for hitting the target.
And memories of his goal against Chelsea, which came even earlier in that League Cup final here, season before last. 43 seconds for Riise then, 9 minutes here in the Community Shield.
Well, that's one of the worst things as a coach, as a team, that you can do. You have a corner, and within what, 10 seconds, 12 at max, you're one down. Shouldn't happen.
Here's Lampard's free kick as Chelsea look to strike back straight away. Crouch defends. Nicely done by Luis Garcia. And Sissoko. Liverpool breaking again from deep. Ricardo Carvalho was protesting his innocence, and he didn't need to, because the referee said play on. Now he's suggesting he's injured.
Well, he got caught with Sissoko a little.
Zenden. Pennant. Pennant crossing early towards Crouch, who was well watched and needed to be. And slewed away by Terry in the end, kept in by Finnan, holding off Drogba strongly. Zenden, is he going to have a crack from Riise range? He doesn't hit it Riise-like.
Well, why wouldn't you? As early as you can now. Another strike on target, please. That would be Rafael Benítez would ask for. But it's reward for, I think, the best start. They've been the better side in the opening 10, 11 minutes, apart from the goal.
Lampard. Paulo Ferreira's cross. But isn't that the joy of football, Andy? We say so often. It's such an extravagant goal, the like of which you rarely see. I mean, Riise sent off like the best kid in the playground, on the wrong side of the field for his natural side, and accepted the invitation to keep on going. Bang! Liverpool lead Chelsea here in the Millennium Stadium.
I think when he hit it as well, you know, when he hit it, when it left his foot, I think he must have thought, at best corner, but I've done well.
Here he goes again.
Well, I hope we don't see what Liverpool did when they went one up with that fantastic volley from Riise in that cup final, is that sit back and try and defend it for the next 80-odd minutes. I think they made a mistake that day, but I think the team they've got out, they're not set up to do that. With the likes of Pennant, Gonzalez, Zenden in that midfield area, they're not players who will be happy sitting back defending. They still want to take it to Chelsea.
I'll give you more cause for optimism. Right. Riise gave Liverpool the lead against Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final, and they didn't sit back. Good. It was a cracking game, and this is shaping up to be just the same. Sparring verbally in the build-up, but it's more than that out here now. Over the last couple of years, real adversaries, the two football clubs, in all sorts of competitions. It is amazing. It's the first time they've actually come head-to-head on this particular day. Chelsea. From Liverpool's point of view, they haven't lost a game that they've scored first in since Riise's goal here in that League Cup final, the 3-2 match.
That Community Shield stat, Martin, that says that the last 9 winners of this competition we're watching, 8 haven't won the league the next year. Only Chelsea from last year won the Community Shield last year and went on to win the league.
It was 8 in a row till last year. The winners of the Community Shield didn't win the league, but
so maybe Liverpool don't want this. Offside.
Well, he had to change. He changed hands actually, Roger Reese, before flagging, because it looked for a good couple of seconds as though he's going to keep the flag down.
It's offside. I'm nowhere near the halfway line, but this looks for all the world offside by quite a way. It's not quite a way. He's only just. But they're told wait till they have the ball, then the flag goes up. This might annoy quite a few supporters, this offside thing this season, because they have been informed to wait until the person who is in the offside position receives the ball, so there will be a lot of what we would term late flags.
Well, we had that at the start of last season. It didn't last very long. In goes Carragher with typical courage. There's been another flag.
Oh, Shevchenko must have been offside. But then if he makes contact with the ball, he's run off.
Yeah, but he was offside when the ball was played, wasn't he? So.
We'll have some fun.
We will, that's for sure. Here goes Ricardo Carvalho, Sissoko and Zenden. Seeing a bit of the ball in Liverpool's engine room. Sissoko biting it again, and Zenden likewise, but Lampard turned it.
Lampard's had a kick at him. No doubt in my mind about that one. He took exception to Zenden's tackle. Now whether Zenden rode the ball a little and caught Frank Lampard, I'm not sure. But there's no one thing I am sure: Frank Lampard had a kick at him.
Lampard of Chelsea, annoyed by the ex-Chelsea player Boudewijn Zenden. It's certainly going to be a card. It's a yellow one.
Now this is the first tackle from Sissoko, a good one and a clean one. And from that, Zenden gets involved, and then Frank Lampard, luckily for Zenden, doesn't make contact, but the kick was clear. The intent is here.
There's a free kick to Chelsea, which Carvalho loops forward and Liverpool deal with comfortably. Gonzalez to Luis Garcia. Pennant trying to make the right angle. Luis Garcia. And it's one by Essien, who he's narked as well, like Lampard was, and playing a bit of a risky game by raising his hands.
Well, Reina got sent off in a league game. Was that a league game? Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
But to be fair to Garcia, he didn't throw himself to the ground.
Like Arjen Robben did.
Yeah.
Well, we keep referring back to previous meetings, and I think you're seeing these players know each other well, don't they? And there are a few wounds that perhaps haven't totally healed. Well, there might be some fresh ones here. natural on this left side, Paulo Ferreira. You just wonder what the future holds for Wayne Bridge. There's been a suggestion of interest from Newcastle, Tottenham. I know he had a happy few months on loan at Fulham. One goal for Liverpool, 2 yellow cards for Chelsea. A few things to note down for Rafael Benítez. And Paco Ayestaran, his assistant. Lampard. Shevchenko under challenge from Zenden. It wasn't a very tidy one. Ballack rather under challenge from Zenden, who's obviously trying to earn a regular place in the middle of midfield.
There was no need for the tackle because Ballack was really struggling. The ball into him was a difficult one to get hold of, and there was nothing ahead of him to feed it into. I wonder, would he take it on?
Maybe just a little bit on the long side. Reina hasn't had much to do as yet, and he doesn't have anything to do now. Didn't really find the fairway, Andy, did he?
No. Well, it was ending and Frank Lampard had that little skirmish, and Frank Lampard was saying he was provoked. Well, here's the incident. First tackle's going to come in now from Sissoko. That's a good one now. What's Zenden do? What does he do here? Not an awful lot. Not an awful lot.
Pennant. Well, we've seen players red carded for the kick out that Frank Lampard made. Just yellow here. Zenden gets to it. Gonzalez, a chance to use his pace against Jeremy, but he showed too much of the ball for the Chelsea right back.
And that's when
Paulo Ferreira just hasn't settled.
No, he hasn't. He has not settled one little bit. And it's just that's a bread and butter pass back. Does it set up for him? Maybe a little bit.
A little bit rattled, Chelsea.
Yeah, a little.
Liverpool send forward Carrier and Agger. Knocked away. The first man was Lampard. Taken by Riise. Goes for the cross this time. Pedicini had to climb high and did. Feel a bit better for that. Safe catch. Shevchenko ahead of Ferreira. He's in close order as well. Easily picked off by Finnan.
Again, not the best ball from Ferreira. That ball should never have been short and cut out. If anything, long, yes. But not short.
And Jeremy. Vision by Robin to see the potential for laying it off to Drogba. The shot from Ballack, with Shevchenko saying, well, maybe you could have looked left.
Drogba tried to look left, I guess, but it was such a poor ball, it got nowhere near him. You watch this, I think Drogba looks up here and he has a little look for Shevchenko. That's what he's tried to do, but it got nowhere near reaching the Ukrainian. And Ballack shot pretty much like Frank's free kick. High weight and handsome.
Ballack, of course, such a great goal-getter from midfield, though he didn't score in the World Cup finals except for the shootout against Argentina. Crouch, an ambitious volley.
Oh,
and Ballack has got a problem. Halfway through the first half.
Well, they pulled up like a muscle, didn't it? Something going.
Well, it's certainly not a good first 23 minutes for Chelsea. Salomon Kalou.
No, he's gone off.
Warming
I think
up,
they've made the decision. It looks like it's up at the hip. Yeah, he just goes, but he's pointing up at the top of the hip. Just there, his left hand went. Now, it's just whether it's a knock. That's the decision you have to make. He knows that. He'll know what it is, Ballack. He'll know whether he's been kicked on it, he's taken a bump on it. If it is, there's no reason why he can't run it off and play on. But if it's a strain, why would he take any chances?
Well, he's come back pretty quickly.
Yeah, but the subs getting changed.
Terry. Zenden. Chris Garcia going to the near post. Another hand raise from Gonzalez's cross. Now Shevchenko. And Chelsea are going to make the change. Ricardo Carvalho has to play safe here.
Well, by getting it out as well, they can get the sub on. Get Ballack off. Not to do any damage. That's a pity. It's the first real chance that majority of us have had to see Ballack in the blue of Chelsea. Hasn't lasted very long.
And another player making his official debut for the club, Salomon Kalou, signed from Feyenoord. From the Ivory Coast, although he was trying in Holland to become a Dutch citizen and eligible for Holland's World Cup campaign. In fact, he missed out on that and his country of birth. Very highly thought of by José Mourinho, who went there to watch him in Rotterdam in disguise, he said. He saw the real package. Kalou has gone up alongside Drogba, at least for the moment, with Shevchenko in the deeper position. Let's see whether it stays that way. Robin back on the left.
I don't see any reason why the system will alter a bit. I don't know.
Well, Liverpool were the club with a difficult journey. They flew down on a charter plane yesterday with all the security measures, as you would understand, in place, and it was a much longer, more difficult journey than it otherwise would have been. And then they got stuck in traffic coming from their hotel out near Newport, near the border with England, and were late arriving. But as far as the journey in the match is concerned, well, it's going much more according to their plan than to Chelsea's. Zender.
Well, it looks like Shevchenko's been asked just to drop off the front now. Kalou right hand side, Robin left.
Kalou to Essien. Shevchenko. Nicely put together this by Chelsea, as good perhaps as anything they've produced in the match so far. It goes on to Robin, and there are plenty to try and find with the cross.
To the cross. Someone of his quality. Chelsea's first real opportunity to stretch Liverpool there, wasted.
Zender, seeing plenty of the ball. It's clipped by the rather leggy Kalou. Apparently now he has decided that Ivory Coast is going to be his football country. The Dutch adventure is over.
Well, just watch Mourinho, I think, out there just saying to Shevchenko to stay up top with Drogba. That seemed to be the indication of whether they're just going to go with the 4 then across midfield, keep Robin left, Kalou right, Lampard and Essien in the middle and go like for like.
Force back. Finland had a very good season in the last campaign. It's lovely work by Kalou. What a ball as well. Offside, but offside has been given. But
goodness me, John Arne Riise, what he was thinking, goodness me, what did his feet do then? He was different class there. He just skint him totally.
He's only just turned 21. Riise. And Crouch got in a good foot there and can keep Liverpool in possession with Sissoko. The better, I'm sure, for his first season behind him. And also a very good recovery from that seemingly perilous eye injury. Carrigan.
Yeah, that was a nice idea, looking for Sissoko there. Touch just wasn't accurate enough from Crouch.
Ferreira. Asking the question of handball. The referee could have had a clear view of it. Well, now football from the Premiership. Sky Sports 1, HD1, Sheffield United against Liverpool. That's their first league game. They start at noon next Saturday. And for Prem Plus, it's Bolton against Spurs, also on Saturday at 5.
No, they're a little unlucky there, just as you come back there, Mark, because I didn't think that was a foul from Carvalho. I thought he won the ball pretty cleanly in there. That they had a break on Chelsea.
Kalou catching out Luis Garcia. And Sissoko in marauding fashion again. He still hasn't scored a goal for Liverpool, but I noticed on Wednesday, and a bit here today, Andy, he's getting forward a little bit more than we saw him perhaps last season.
Well, it was his strike that brought the save for Bellamy's goal, wasn't it, on Wednesday? I think if he's going to play in there, and we don't know yet, because you would assume Alonso and Steven Gerrard would have something to say about that. But if he does play in there, part of the job from that area is to get forward. If you're not going to run past the ball and support like Lampard does, then you just back it up and make sure that when it drops back, you can get shots off on target.
Lampard and Gerrard counting internationals, 49 goals between them last season. Here's Gonzalez, 1 goal already this season. And a match winner, if not a tie winner, in the Champions League qualifier. Terry. And chasing Ferreira down.
Just doesn't look as comfortable on this left side, Paulo Ferreira.
He's also had to play as a central defender in some of the pre-season for Chelsea. It's been a fairly quick pre-season. They had their week in Los Angeles, then played 3 games in 5 days, one in the United States in Chicago, and then the other 2 back-to-back in Rotterdam against Feyenoord. That's part of the Kalou deal, and of course against Celtic at Stamford Bridge on Wednesday. Drogba, and Robin is a bit worried about offside.
Yeah, it could only have been that.
Gonzalez. Well, Kalou having to get into the game, and is working back well. We've seen one little glimpse of what he can do in attack. Now he might irritate the referee for stopping that free kick being taken quickly.
Yeah, he's young. What is he, 21? Keen. Big occasion for him, must be. Wants to impress. Giving free kicks away in situations like this, in this sort of area, it's always dangerous, because they're big, Liverpool. They've got plenty of people, 4 good targets in there, any of whom's capable of scoring with the right delivery.
It comes from Pennant. A terrific opportunity for Jermaine Pennant. Having, of course, really blown his chances at Arsenal. Shevchenko made it difficult for the goalkeeper even from that distance.
Well, that was classy. More often than not, the ball.
Pepe Reina in the Liverpool goal, of course, had a rather dicky time in the cup final here, didn't he, until the shootout. And of course, he was the difference between the two sides with those 3 saves. The shootout is on offer again through the regulations, but after 90 minutes in the Community Shield, there'll be no extra time today.
Now they've just switched Robin and Kalou here. Now he's come down in front of us.
Getting help from Sissoko. Here's Garcia. Trying to repeat the Riise dose.
Well, we thought the early goal might just lift the thing. We've not had too many attempts. Only the 7, not many of them on target, I would guess. Only the 3.
Headed on by Drogba well. Shevchenko. Here's Robert. Lampard is already in the box. So Liverpool came out in an orderly fashion. And 3 of the regulars in there, and Agger, I'm sure, has had time on the training ground in a Sami Hyypiä role. The England vice-captain. Might have been expected to be, as usual, leading Liverpool today.
Well, the last time I saw him run into that corner, it was just after he smashed a stoppage time equaliser in the FA Cup final.
Yeah. And he wasn't wearing a bib.
No.
Riise. Dwelling a little bit and apologising to his teammates for that.
Well, as always with these two, there's not a lot between them. Goalkeeping error apart, there's nothing to split them at the moment.
There's those 10 meetings over the previous 2 years. 4 Premiership games, of course, all won by Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah.
4 European games, none won by Chelsea. And then 1 League Cup final won by Chelsea, 1 FA Cup semi-final won by Liverpool. It's been fascinating. Every game has had a story to tell, and this one very much in that vein. So far, it's reading well for the boys in red. And Gonzalez taking on Jeremy.
He's got a lovely left foot, the boy. He can strike it.
assured with his work as Riise was a second or two earlier. No rustiness from the player with the rusty-coloured hair. Zender. Pennant. Luis Garcia's on here. Essien trying to get back.
Well played, Essien. Well played indeed. You don't see John Terry done like that. He committed himself to winning the ball, and when Garcia just prodded it past him to Pennant, he was away. And it was important Essien was round on the cover.
Terry. Just over 5 minutes to go to half-time. A goal after 9 minutes from Arne Riise from speculative range. Just catching out Carlo Cudicini. Kalou. Liverpool well up the field as a defensive unit.
Yeah, a little heavy with the pass. I think the gap was there. Just needed to caress it through there rather than drive it through.
Peter Crouch is in Steve McLaren's England squad for the Greece game. You'll be hearing from the New England manager with Richard and Jamie during the half-time break. Pointing there by Shevchenko, and it was at Riise.
Oh, looked like a push as well from Anger, didn't it?
Big push. This pass is narrowing up to Gonzalez. Sandon very comfortable wider on the left-hand side. Maybe the Chelsea fans will remember him. Gonzalez unchallenged, and it was just as well for Chelsea that Cudicini got a hand on that. Crouch was poised. Here's Sissoko. Great turn by Luis Garcia. Marc Gonzalez and Crouch and Luis Garcia fighting for the right to score for Liverpool here, but whoever got the final touch, Cudicini kept it out with difficulty.
Well, they're getting each other's way. It's lovely football here. He probably deserved something. Luis Garcia had got involved in it. I'm not so sure he didn't put Crouch off. I think it's Crouch's foot that scoops it up in the end. It is. And he has to deal with it, the goalkeeper. That was a glorious opportunity for number 2 for Liverpool. Super football.
Second time they've worked that corner. Somebody had to come across as Chelsea tried to break out. Lampard. Here's Shevchenko. Robin in the box. Lampard arriving typically. Shevchenko conversed with the referee. He's learning English. That's one of the reasons why he's come to the Premiership.
Just crowded out here. You can see why he wants to come back on his stronger foot, his right foot. And Liverpool get plenty around him. Close it out.
He's got an American wife, Andriy Shevchenko. So maybe expect the English with a slight twang to it. Carvalho. Here's Essien for Lampard. And Shevchenko times his runs brilliantly, has done it here and caught Liverpool out. And that is high-class play from Andriy Shevchenko. That's what Chelsea have bought into. And it's 1-1.
Well, he's looked great. I actually thought Frank Lampard was looking to switch the play. It really did. And if we spotted Shevchenko, well, it's a great spot. As this comes across, he has a little look, and I'm thinking he's looking to play this to Robin. But he threads it right through the middle to a beautifully timed run. And I tell you what, there are some players you look at, and there's never a doubt. He's one of them. He never doubted when he got it under control here, that the end result was going to be this. He has his look, he steadies himself, and that's why Abramovich is so pleased. An instant return on £30 million.
Well, the scoreline might slightly flatter Chelsea, but when they're not playing well, there's always the individual inspiration that they have at their disposal.
I don't think that they've done enough to think that they should be behind. I mean, I think the game's been pretty even. I mean, the one big chance that Crouch and Luis Garcia got on each other's way, what was that, 2 minutes earlier? Might just have been a big moment in this match.
I was just thinking, Andy, that Liverpool are doing a bit more of what they've set out to do in this first half, maybe, than Chelsea had to that point.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's a bit of a setback for Rafael Benítez. Preparing his half-time talk about a 1-0 lead. But there are going to be some Premiership defenders who are going to have to watch out for those runs off the shoulder of the last man. Shevchenko has made a trademark. I mean, his goal record in Italy is phenomenal in a very difficult league to score in. Something like 173 in 296 appearances for Milan.
Not bad. I actually think his movement's been very good today. His fitness levels look good. He's looked quick about the pitch. It's early, I know. But even more for Chelsea. His finishing looks pretty good.
Well, there have been one or two question marks raised, I think, about the potential appetite from Ballack and Shevchenko.
Yeah.
You don't become great players without having the appetite.
No, and why would you just want to come to Chelsea and coast? Yeah, you wouldn't.
It's been mixed fortunes for those two. Ballack off with an injury, having had a yellow card. Shevchenko the scorer of Chelsea's equaliser. And now it's Chelsea who don't want the half-time whistle to go. And Drogba. Bravely done by Reina, but it comes out to Kalou. Pepe Reina, who had 15 minutes or so in midfield in one of the pre-season games. That maybe helped him out a moment or two ago, but he was powerless when Shevchenko confronted him a couple of minutes before half-time to slot in the equaliser to Arne Riise's cavalier goal for Liverpool early on. And it's 1-1 in the Community Shield at half-time.
And Steve McLaren, as Martin was saying during that half, the New England coaches with Jamie and myself, his thoughts, their thoughts indeed, when we come back. One apiece at half-time. Blow for Liverpool, who have played well.
Permitted from the 7 named substitutes. Chelsea, of course, have made one with Salomon Kalou replacing the unfortunate Michael Ballack. So Andriy Shevchenko's kept up his rather short but impressive record of a goal a game in the Millennium Stadium, Andy. One for Ukraine against Wales and now one for Chelsea in the Community Shield. We're trying to retain that trophy, of course. The last club that did that was Arsenal, back-to-back wins 98 and 99. Here's Terry. Heading off, of course, to lead the England squad. We'll meet up tomorrow, although the staff, as you just heard, Steve McLaren getting his backroom boys in Manchester tonight. Lampard. And Shevchenko trying to get away again. Oh, he's knocked over Jamie Carragher.
Yeah, I think it's a foul. But again, they're looking very early, very quickly if they're high up the pitch. Jamie Carragher's always going to deal with that.
Gonzalez nearly getting inside Jeremy then, as Crouch made a nuisance of himself on the original ball up. And Luis Garcia was expecting Crouch to go for that one. Sissoko, a tackle by Terry, but he's beaten by Luis Garcia. And Essien's across with responsibility. It was Pennant rather shut down and crowded out. Let's get some news, I think, on the Michael Ballack injury from Jeff Shreves over on the far side. Jeff.
Yes, we've been told by the Chelsea medical staff that he actually has some bruising he picked up in this game, but they think it's not too serious. In fact, the only medical treatment that he's received in the dressing room is a light massage, so it was very much a precaution why he was taken off, and they're fairly confident that he'll be okay.
That's good news from the Chelsea point of view. They start at home to Manchester City a week today in the Premiership. Dummy's been thrown left, right and centre by Andriy Shevchenko, coming from the left-hand side.
Super ball again for Frank Lampard. Talk about players having a picture when the ball gets to you. That was a classic example. Knew exactly where Shevchenko was, didn't even look this time, but just swept it wide to him.
Lampard's there again. Robert Shevchenko, just a little bit too tight for Chelsea that time. Gonzalez again, threatening to catch Jeremy, just waiting.
Yeah, he looks quick. Everyone tells us he is. Marc Gonzalez.
Riise. Senden, who was part of Middlesbrough's League Cup winning side here against Bolton a couple of years back. Slight problem for Sissoko. On from Luis Garcia. Carvalho. All the while Liverpool were chasing and harrying, and Crouch nearly got across to block Cudicini's clearance. Nicely played by Agger. Luis Garcia again, supported by Zenden, who's burst through into a really good position. Whether he was caught in two minds or just got too far across on his left side from the ball.
I don't know where Kalou did a good job here at the end. He sees this late, but Kalou gets back in. You see him tracking Zenden, and just as he goes to hit it, whether he just leant on him enough just to upset his balance. Got a better look at it here. Does he just pull that left arm, that right arm? He looks round Zenden looking for something, and it might just have been enough to put him off.
And Peter Crouch gestured in disappointment that Zenden didn't square it to him, but really Zenden was in a position to put Liverpool back in front. Missed a lot of last season, of course, with injury. Out from November onwards. It's almost like signing a fresh player, getting him back for Rafa Benítez. Lovely interception by Finnan.
Oh, an important one as well. He misses that. Robin's away.
Zenden again. Lampard. Between Kalou and Shevchenko. And it's another Riise run at the start of a half. Not so unattended this time. Chelsea did get to him as they wished they had done. And he burst away to score the Liverpool goal. Carragher. Crouch with Carvalho at his back. Lampard should be pleased with his part in the Chelsea equaliser. Disappointment of the World Cup, maybe even in such a confident mind, would have sown a seed or two of doubt, but he is influencing a showpiece occasion like this.
It always helps. Every little thing that happens just adds to the confidence, if there was any doubt about it.
Riise, Garcia, confident enough from him. Down goes Crouch, put there it seemed by Jeremy, but not in the mind of referee Martin Atkinson. Kalou. Robin. We got back to what wasn't a great return ball. Put away though by Pennant with pace and purpose, and here's Gonzalez looking to come up with something on the same theme. Terry will head off his England colleague Crouch.
You know, there's a lot of strength to Peter Crouch, but certainly sprinting through to a ball like that, it's not going to be one of them.
No, he does cover a lot of ground on those machines that they measure the contribution of players now. He's always up there with very high figures. Robin. Riise recovered, and he seemed to be going for a moment in the opposite direction.
Another change for Chelsea. The man you mentioned, talked about him a few times today, Wayne Bridge, Martin.
And he's going to come on for Jeremy, which means Paulo Ferreira will go to right back. Do you think there were a couple of moments when Gonzalez almost got inside Jeremy? Maybe Mourinho saw it that way.
Well, I think maybe this is something that he thinks, well, I'll have a natural right foot, a natural left footer, and the full-back areas, it makes sense to have that. Ferreira's happier here. Bridge is certainly more than a competent left full-back. I was a little surprised that this wasn't the back four he selected today.
Yes, there's always a temptation to read too much into it, isn't there? But with the interest in Wayne Bridge, but he gets a good reception. This time a non-playing member of England's World Cup squad, although he did take part in the finals of 2002. Here's Drogba. Essien's in the middle. Oh, and Reina. Maybe it was a moment or two of getting caught out in that goal, where he got caught out by Paul Konchesky in the cup final.
Well, this is a cross. Goodness me, he's ever so lucky. Fingertips, and only fingertips. Just take it over. Otherwise, there would have been embarrassment there again.
Chelsea corner, taken by Lampard. And a stooping header from Shevchenko that nearly found its way in, and Reina was needed again.
Well, training ground, I would suggest that one. Looked like something they've worked on.
Drogba and Terry both going for it, came off the skipper. Reina trying to get it out quickly for a counter-attack, and Riise has gone roaring down the right again. It wasn't given to him. He's going to track back to left back. Looking for a repeat prescription there from Arne Riise. But it's Robin for Chelsea. Bridge to Essien.
Oh, he's got to feed that back. He's got to look for Ferrara, a little bit of help there. Roll it back to him. There's a corner here. You look at Shevchenko make the little run to the near post. Not the easiest of headers. Lampard was looking for him. He dealt the corner in low.
Gonzalez is going off, and on comes Liverpool's first Brazilian, Fabio Aurelio, known to Rafael Benítez from their time together at Valencia. He's left-footed, can play wide left, or can play at left back or in the centre of midfield. Paulo Ferreira trying to take him on. There wasn't much Aurelio could do, really. Get out of the way as Xabi Alonso gets ready, and Steven Gerrard gets the boss's briefing. Decent pair to bring on at this stage, I must say.
No, not bad, eh? It's just a little bit of pressure. Chelsea have started the second half better.
Lampard takes it. Ferreira. There's that good left foot of Aurelio. He's probably been Chelsea's best spell in the game.
They've certainly looked a more likely second half, but as you say, there's a couple of half-decent players about to join it, and certainly on paper make Liverpool stronger and better.
As much as you know that Steven Gerrard understands the professionalism of Rafael Benítez's decision today, there'll be a little bit of him saying, I should have been out there from the start, I'm sure.
Steven Gerrard wouldn't be the Steven Gerrard I know if he didn't think that. The question is, where's he going to play on? Who's going to go off? You think Alonso can only play one place? That's where Zenden's playing. Will it be? Well, I can only think Pennant or Sissoko. They'll either play Stevie Gerrard from that right-hand side or Sissoko come up. But Sissoko's played well, so we'll wait and see.
Crouch. Sissoko's still going strong, and he won that well. Luis Garcia looks as though he's tiring a little bit. He was only a substitute.
Well, you couldn't play there, Gerrard, of course, but having already read the papers this morning, Stephen's quite strong in saying, I am not a makeshift front man. He doesn't want to play just off the front.
Drogba. Essien with good power, and it may give
Make this end his last piece.
A chance to make the change. Yes, Zenden and Pennant, we think.
No, Zenden's one of them. Yeah.
A double replacement for Liverpool coming off the field, number 16, Jermaine Pennant at 32.
Yeah, Pennant is the other one. So that answers the question about where you would think Steven Gerrard's going to play.
Steven Gerrard.
Alonso arrives at the gallop. Pennant played the whole game against Maccabi Haifa. Indeed was voted the man of that game up at Anfield. Listen to the reception for one of their own from the Liverpool fans and their natural leader. Lampard makes a bit of a mess of that.
That was a strange one.
I've been hearing you say, Andy, they always jump. But maybe not from that position.
Not from there, I was going to say. It was miles out and at an angle. I think that one was getting loaded in. And I think this is, when you look at Steven Gerrard, where he's playing for, maybe, England fans, it's a situation where you might find the vice-captain of England playing there on more than one or two occasions. I know Lennon and Richardson are in the squad, but that wouldn't surprise me at all if a New England coach
Wright
plays.
Phillips, of course.
And Wright Phillips, if Steven Gerrard plays for England in this sort of area.
Tentative touch from Paulo Ferreira. And he got helped out by being pushed by Xabi Alonso. Aurelio. Xabi Alonso was penalised again, and the referee didn't like that tackle, and nor did Michael Essien. Of course, dived in himself against Didi Hamann last season, got himself a 2-match European ban.
Well, I thought at the time he was unlucky, Alonso. And this only shows it. Watch the ball go, watch Alonso come in, take the ball. Yes, he makes contact, but that's not a foul. Wins the ball cleanly. So not only is he... Yes, he's caught because Essien's foot got caught under Alonso's body when they both went to ground. That's what caused the twist of the ankle.
On the subject of injuries, Mark Clattenburg, the 4th official, is available again to the Premiership panel. Hasn't refereed since in the top flight of English football since the beginning of the year. Has of knee trouble. So Diarra, the young holding midfield player for Chelsea, is on. Looks a little bit like a young Claude Makelele. And plays in a similar vein.
Doesn't look like... Well, I don't know where they're going to play everybody now. Diarra looks like he's going to play alongside Essien. They're going to, to all intents and purposes, both of them in there. So maybe Shevchenko play from the right. Kalou from the left.
It's almost like a different game, isn't it? With certainly different elements in it. There's Kalou, who's the earliest substitute. Sissoko. Gerrard trying to get into the action. And he does now. There's Garcia. He was offside. Bridge making some good ground here, but the square ball aimed for Shevchenko. Easily picked off by Alonso.
Now looks like Bellamy is about to join the action. It will be Garcia, I guess. Not the one who talks, who looks a little tired at the moment. And this is what they didn't have last year, pace, where it really, really matters at the sharp edge. Yes, they had with Cisse, I guess, but never ever used it rightly. Was never a big fan, I don't think, Benítez off Cisse. But having bought Bellamy, you feel absolutely certain that he's going to give him his opportunity.
Crouch. It's been more difficult in the almost 20 minutes we've had of the second half for Liverpool. But Finnan can drive on here. Gerrard's now there to help him. It's too close to Pedicini from the Reds' point of view. Alonso. Flicked off Sissoko. And made it easy for Bridge to intervene. Lampard. Shevchenko setting off as they try and get their partnership going. The supplier and the scorer. Kalou backing up the play, and goes Diarra, beaten to it by Fabio Aurelio. A bit quick for Gerrard, but he did well. Sort his feet out. And he's joined in this attack again for Liverpool. Trying to get back some of the polish of their first half performance.
It's a little sloppy from Aurelio, just when it mattered, just when he needed to pick a pass out.
Or Carvalho, who's given it and gone like he did, do you remember, against Manchester United in that Premiership game, but in fact it wouldn't have counted even if they got the ball to play him through, because Martin Atkinson has penalised that Chelsea challenge. Give Liverpool a chance to introduce in his hometown Craig Bellamy. Although he's played here plenty of times for Wales, it's his first appearance in the Millennium Stadium in a club match.
Well, he's given them, what, 24 with the stoppage time. I guess he's given them the best part of half an hour now to influence the game. And they've got a combination now up front. Certainly, I know Robbie Fowler will have something to say about it, but you would feel that they'd like to play this and they'd like it to work. Crouch and Bellamy.
Robbie Fowler out with this Liverpool squad with a knee strain. It's been a good ground this for Liverpool. It's their 8th visit in the year since the old Wembley was closed. In the FA Cup twice, the League Cup twice, and the 2001 Charity Shield, as it was then. Henceforth to be known as the Shield, I think. Shevchenko might see this as a small measure of revenge against Liverpool for that experience he went through with Milan in Istanbul. Might be another penalty shootout here. There's Alonso. Now drawn into the challenge. Santo is coming out to act as his lawyer. It's going to be a caution, suggesting it might be a totting up of offences. He's not been on very long.
No, he hasn't. But I think when you lunge from behind at any player and you don't get the ball like that, I think you really can only expect a yellow card to be produced. I'll tell you what, you know they're lining up the shot here, but if they wanted to shift this right to Finnan, they certainly could.
So, a good look at it.
Steven Gerrard was trying to tell them, and now they've finally got somebody just Kalou just to edge that way and stop it. But it was certainly on for a long time.
Clip ball by Alonso to Aurelio in towards Bellamy. Riise. And from Gerrard, not really at the right height for Peter Crouch. Race across. There's Shevchenko. I wonder if he'll step up if it's a shootout after his England experience.
I think they will.
But they're still 20 minutes away from that, and Bellamy blocked off. And he was really in a position to express himself with pace. He's always expressing himself with words. Terry was refusing to let him by. Essien had lost the race. Free kick to Liverpool. Aurelio to take it. Favourite ball, isn't it? From either side in towards the near post for a runner going across.
I don't understand it. I'm just surprised when you get Steven Gerrard on that right-hand side. Crouch right in the middle. It's not just fizzed in with the right foot, keeps it in play.
Well, they've got another chance from a slightly deeper position. It looks as though there's something similar. The Pennant did one in the first half from the right. There's a different policy. Riise there to be hit. Well, we mentioned Sean Wright-Phillips. They say lost his World Cup place because of the lack of involvement with Chelsea last season, but he's in the England squad, the Greece game, and he's on the pitch for Chelsea here. There's Didier Drogba, who hasn't imposed himself on Liverpool today quite as he has done in some games in the past.
No, he hasn't. influence in that big win, big influence that big win at Anfield in the league, wasn't it? 4-4, yeah. They won 4, and then of course that cup final here.
Strapping there for Essien. Don't know whether he got a bang there when he was challenged by Alonso, but anyways, a bit of running repairs for him. And another weak header by Bridge that's seized onto by Gerrard. 1-1 at half-time, and still 1-1. Moving towards the last 15 minutes here at Community Shield 2006. Sissoko, easily read by Essien.
Very easily read by Essien.
Diarra. Go down in the record books as a first goal, but Sean Wright-Phillips did score in that pre-season game against Celtic on Wednesday.
And you'd think with Duff's departure, with Cole's injury, maybe Sean Wright-Phillips sees an opportunity if he gets the chance and takes it to play a few more games.
And here he is, in typical style. A brilliant right-sided player, to bounce in his movement and acceleration in his legs. Ferreira, causing a bit of confusion there between Carragher and Finnan.
It was a lovely ball. Just tempted the goalkeeper for a couple of seconds, and he was back on his line, and Carragher had to deal with it.
Crossover from the throw involving Diarra and Lampard. Terry comes to Kalou.
Oh, 16 attempts in all. Again, no, not enough on target. Only half of them.
Gerrard. Caught between Crouch and Aurelio. Aurelio not as adventurous on the left-hand side as the player who replaced Marc Gonzalez. By weight of support, Liverpool have the edge. Fans trying to play a part in the 15 minutes that remain here. Essien. Now Sissoko, here's Carragher. Crouch. Past Essien, this takes a bit of doing. On to Bellamy. He's supported by Sissoko. Riise. Crouch hasn't really had early balls into trying to use his head work. And again, Liverpool trying to get into a more advanced position before slinging in across. Now he might get a chance because Riise is in behind.
Oh, he's overhit it big time. Still an opportunity though.
Comes back from Finnan. Aurelio going in. Runs out Chelsea's way. 3 against 3.
No, switch was on. The switch was on.
It's not on anymore.
Shevchenko.
Having come across, had to get it, and get it he did.
Disappointment there, you can see it written on Andriy's face.
Diarra. Paulo Ferreira's cross. Shevchenko to worry a mistake out of Finn, and it's a poor clearance. Bridge. Liverpool had pushed out well. There's nowhere for Kalou to go. In a week's time, Prem Plus, Manchester United against Fulham. That starts at 1. And the Super Sunday comes from Stamford Bridge. Chelsea start their defence of the title, going for a hat-trick of titles, of course, against Manchester City. Sky Sports 1 and HD 1 from 3. And Bellamy. Waiting for Aurelio to support him on the left-hand side. Once it just rolled back again, but Aurelio puts the sort of ball in that Crouch might have been expecting more of. It's back with Alonso. He's hit that one.
He's done that 2 or 3 times, Alonso. He's not quite whether it's just coming on as sub. I know it's not easy, and he's probably not used to doing it. In many ways, he's normally starting the game, but he's passing has really not been up to speed.
Well, there's a possibility there for Chelsea on the break, but I think Sean Wright Phillips would have gone offside. There's no need for the assistant to flag.
No, he would have been.
Here goes Gerrard. Terry is there. A bit of competition between those two over the last 3 days. He went a long way to try and get it, but he got it unfairly, and then Agger was involved, and Wright Phillips, he just lost his balance, or he was cynically taken down.
He was having a little word with the ref. Mourinho wasn't happy.
Bellamy, well found by Fabio Aurelio. Only Crouch in the middle for Liverpool. They need others to arrive. Or do they? Because Crouch has headed Liverpool back into the lead. Give him the crosses and he'll score the goals.
Yeah, you can't miss that. He should be taking a little jog over and patting his strike partner on the back and says thank you very much. Ferreira gets caught just with the run of Bellamy, and then what I like about this, he takes his time. He's a striker himself, so he knows what Crouch wants, and he measures it beautifully. He takes John Terry out of the play totally and says to Crouch, go on son, win us the Community Shield. And he might just have done it. Simple header, but a beautiful cross from Bellamy. It really was. Inch perfect.
Well, they scored early in the first half. Here, relatively late in the second half, they're in front for the second time. And sign of potential, Andy, in the Crouch-Bellamy partnership.
Well, I can only think that that's the two he wants to play. You know, when they play like that, ball coming from this side, you think maybe, I'm not sure what Bridges' position was, but the only thing that John Terry needed then was his left back probably to be in a bit in some sort of area to help him, but when he wasn't, well, it was a foregone conclusion.
Chelsea getting Jean-Obi Mikel ready to try and bolster their challenge to equalise again. The defender Paulo Ferreira gives way to the player whose last year or so would make a Hollywood film script. agents and cloak and dagger stuff and fights between Chelsea and Manchester United for his signature. In the end, it's cost Chelsea something like £16 million to acquire him. But they think he's that good. Taking nothing for granted. Miller having a word. A footballing sage from Scotland. Lampard. Away by Agger, who's done pretty well in an unspectacular way. Can't see Sami Hyypiä missing many Liverpool games. Agger's showing his capabilities.
No, he doesn't look, as you say, but Hyypiä is what, 32 now? There must be a stage where they have to start looking for a replacement. And Agger at what, 21? Something like that.
Here's Sissoko. You're very good with the ages, yes. 21, right? Yeah. Ricardo Carvalho. Lampard. It's a point you made earlier, Andy, about Chelsea losing their last 2 league games after being crowned champions. But actually, if you take the FA Cup semi-final into account, they lost 3 of the last 4. This would make it 4 out of 5, 2 of them to Liverpool. Of course, all sorts of extenuating circumstances, but those would be the facts, unless they can bounce back for a second time. Lampard. Sissoko's done extremely well. Still got a spring in his step. He's one of the players who did start the game who's still on. Essien likewise. Flags up, it's out.
Well, that's what I mean about this game. When you ask what will it take from it, how will it be regarded? Liverpool would look at this and think, well, we've come up against a Chelsea side who started with all the big boys available to them. And they've gone into the game, they're winning it 2-1. Should they win it, a right feather in the cap for them. Chelsea will probably say, well, it's just another pre-season warm-up game for us. Season starts next week. But it won't taste very nice.
Sissoko again stemming Chelsea's attempt to get the tide flowing towards Reyna's goal.
And you look at Sissoko's contribution as well. I mean, Benítez is bought pennant. The main pennant might have thought he would play all the games. It might be that he doesn't. Because with Sissoko's performance, Alonso pretty much likes to play in field. And Stevie Gerrard might well just start the season playing where he's played today, on that right-hand side.
There was some suggestion from Rafael Benítez that he was looking out for 1 or 2 players with their upcoming international appearances. England against Greece, of course, on Wednesday. Very likely to involve Steven Gerrard. But I would say deep down, Rafa's doing what's right for Liverpool, he felt, for this game. And at the moment, it looks as though he's come up with the recipe. Oh, and it's Fabio Aurelio very nearly wrapping it up. A very good stop by Cudicini.
It's a great save. Great save. And you just know when this is back to Steven Gerrard, he's going to cross it. Really uncharacteristic mistake from John Terry. Didn't get hold of the ball, and it's a lovely strike. That's a super save.
And a short corner from Liverpool. And, happy to have another one.
surprise. The next couple of minutes if Liverpool continue to do that.
It's going around like a fruit machine at the moment, isn't it? There's Alonso. Riise. Aurelio offside Bellamy. There's been an announcement of the attendance here. 56,000, but still 17 or 18,000 short of capacity.
Was that
Moses Oko?
Sponsors man in match,
yeah.
You wouldn't argue with that, would you?
No, I certainly wouldn't. What about you, though? More importantly,
no, I wouldn't. I said how well I think he's played.
Alonso. Liverpool as a club have been famed as scorers of late goals themselves to win matches. Here they are trying to make sure they don't concede one and go to a penalty shootout. Right, Phillips. He still looks small enough to be a ball boy, which he was on that occasion for Liverpool.
Well, John Terry now playing centre forward. I don't know what we've seen today. What have we seen? Well, we're going to see another change. Pongo, similar Pongo, and Peter Crouch, possible winning goal and a Community Shield. It's always nice when you're a coach and your front two combine like that. And that would be the combination he'd look for at times like that. Bellamy to break wide into areas with his pace and provide that sort of service to Crouch with his height.
And he had to wait, what was it, 19 games to get his first goal last season, Peter Crouch. Yeah. So, and Florence Pongo is back from Blackburn, where he played in one of those Chelsea defeats that we mentioned. He lost at Ewood Park in May, having been already crowned champions. One wonders what the future holds for the French forward, but Rafael Benítez has brought him here to Cardiff and given him a few minutes just to try and run it away with his pace if he can. But with Terry upfield, it might be more than that for Cinema Pongo. Hounding Essien here and buying Liverpool a bit more time, and time is their friend.
It is. I just think it's always difficult to judge in these games where the team sits, what its preparation's like. What I would say today, we've seen a Liverpool side come out with a system, make lots of changes, but the system's never changed. It's been the four at the back, the four across midfield, and the one or two, two up top. And that looks to me like the set with that. Going to play that way and go from here. What have we seen from Chelsea? Well, a little disjointed performance, I think. Lots of systems that they've played. I'm not quite sure which one they're using now. And maybe they've got a little bit of work to do.
It's the emergency system.
Yeah, it is.
It's got John Terry up front for the 3 minutes of added time. And Bellamy wanted someone down that right-hand channel, and there wasn't anyone. Gerrard actually had come in midfield. Free kick to Liverpool. 2-1 it was in the FA Cup semi-final. 2-1 it is here. On both occasions, Chelsea on the wrong end of the scoreline.
And do we consider this his third trophy in consecutive years, Mr. Benítez? Or do we wait for him to win a bigger one?
He'd like to have that problem and give you the bigger one, I think. No, I wouldn't say in the way that it's been spelt out that he's the first Liverpool manager ever to win major trophies in his first 2 seasons in charge. When you think of Shankly and Paisley and Joe Fagan, Kenny Dalglish, Graham Souness, our good friend Roy Evans.
Yeah, but it does say a lot, don't you think, Martin, to come from another country and immediately be able to do that.
Well, the same would say about José Mourinho.
José Mourinho, yeah.
It'll be interesting to hear what José has to say after this. If defeat it is, and we're talking about 75 seconds to go. Carvalho, Shevchenko. His goal was certainly 1+ for Chelsea. Not just the fact that they scored, but the manner in which he took it was very much the Shevchenko of his Milan days. But, the challenge on Kalou by Finnan has given Chelsea a glimpse of salvation here.
Well, the last chance. It's as simple as that. They need one good delivery. You just feel
Liverpool
they
want to be pushed back too deep.
No. You can't take the shot on, surely.
Stood up towards Terry. That was sensible. The Liverpool system of marking has been a bit fragile at set pieces under Rafael Benítez. And it stood firm then.
Yeah, it was easier to defend because the ball was a bit straighter. It would have been interesting if there was more of an angle on the delivery.
Made by Agger.
Oh, that's out.
Well, Liverpool have taken the Community Shield from Chelsea. Thanks to a goal from Peter Crouch 11 minutes from the end. Riise put them in front for the first time with a cavalier burst from deep in his own half and a shot that caught out a cold Carlo Cudicini. Shevchenko equalised, but Benitez boys came again, and maybe, just maybe, a psychological point or two has been scored by the FA Cup winners over the defending champions. Also bearing in mind that semi-final success over Chelsea as recently as April. José Mourinho won't have enjoyed this, whatever he says afterwards. And Liverpool extend a winning run in recognised matches that goes back to March, if we take into account the penalty shootout. 14 games in a row, Andy.
It's pretty good, and they want to continue that. I think that's the key for Rafael Benítez's side this year, is to start in the league. They gave themselves too much to do last year and didn't make it, but if they get a good start, and the squad seems bigger, seems better equipped to deal with games this early, and take this run and keep it going, and who knows? But Chelsea, I think, will know that they've got their work cut out. Yes, they bought quality, Shevchenko and Ballack in particular, but that doesn't always guarantee the success. I know they've got to work really hard. I think we've seen that already today.
I'm sure we'll hear something from the Chelsea camp about the number of players they had at the World Cup, the disjointed nature of the pre-season, the fact that Liverpool have had a proper game already in the Champions League to sharpen up their act. Well, let's hear from the Liverpool point of view, with Peter Crouch and Craig Bellamy with Jeff Shreves.
Well done, Peter Craig. Does this victory mean more because Chelsea had most of their big guns out?
It's always a big game against Chelsea, you know, no matter when it is. I know people say it's not important, but you look around and see the fans, you see the players who played today, then you know it's important to both sets of players. So thankfully we've come out on the right result.
Craig, did you understand why the manager wanted to rest so many?
The gaffer, we had a meeting with the gaffer before the start of the season. He said, you know, he's looking to do this in a lot of games. And, you know, God, you got Peter, you got Lewis, they're all very good players, you know. So the players coming out, I think that's the best thing with a squad like Liverpool. And, you know, Chelsea got the same as well. That players come out, players come in, and it's all at a very high quality.
Peter, the manager has said that he wants to see more from you. Is goals a good answer?
Yeah, of course. You know, the manager's incessant, you know, he always wants the players to be improving. I'm no different. Obviously I want to improve on last year. You know, it was a good year for me, but you know, hopefully I can improve and obviously win more things and obviously play better, and you know, obviously starting today, hopefully it's going to be a good season.
Although there are other options, Craig, could this be a classic big man little man partnership?
I don't know, you have to speak to Rafa about that, but like I just said, you know, there's so many players at this club. Whoever comes in, you know, you see Daniel today as centre back. You know, Sammy came out. Daniel done a great job. Stevie, you know, Stevie Gerrard was left out today, and everyone done a really good job. You know, Bolu Zenden played terrifically well today, and you know, it was an important victory for us today.
Okay, let's have a quick word with the goal scorer. John, were you surprised how far you got?
I mean, I knew it was a counter-attack, and I looked around and we only had 3 players up there. I thought just go against the goal and try to find a solution, but they just backed up. I thought I'll just have a go, and I caught it sweet, and to be fair, I thought the goalkeeper saved it, but they had a little dip at the end.
Was that your last option because there was nothing else left?
No, because I went so far. I looked around, I didn't see anybody. I thought just try and smash it and hope for the best, and it went in, and a great start.
What does it mean to you, a win today? Put it in perspective, the importance of this trophy or not?
Well, I think we surprised some people at the selection of the team today. Everybody worked very, very hard today, and for us it is important to get a win just before the season starts, and we beat the champions of the Premier League now, and I think this is a confidence boost for everybody, and you just have to work on and try to do better next time as well.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Well, the Liverpool fans who were here in numbers at the start are still here in numbers at the finish. The Chelsea fans who didn't come with the full band, so to speak, well, it's empty, pretty much at their half of the ground. And Andy, I just wonder from Chelsea's point of view, we know they've got the talent. It's the challenge for José Mourinho to find a formation that will suit all the big-time players that he's got.
Yes, it is. I think that's exactly what, if he has a problem, it will be that. How do you accommodate them? How do you keep them happy? I've said along, if Drogba's going to play, you can't imagine Shevchenko's going to sit on the bench after paying 30 million for him. So therefore, what does he do? Does he play them both? If he does he play one wide? It's something that I talked about with Steve McClaren, round pegs and square holes, etc. You cannot just pick players because they're good. You have to pick a team. The beauty of what he's done for 2 years, this man in the picture, he's picked a team that he knew he could do it. Now, with the extra quality, might one say, that he's brought in, has he given himself a problem? I'm not going to judge him on the Community Shield and say that it's all glim and doom for Chelsea. That would be ridiculous. But what I'm saying is they may, not at the back, certainly not in the centre midfield, but they may up front have to tinker about with things to find the ideal solution for them. As I've said about Liverpool, it looked like they know what they want to do. Benítez has his system that he wants to play, and he played it throughout the 90 minutes, even though he chopped and changed many players. The system didn't change.
Sir Geoff Hurst, who for a while was manager of Chelsea, I'd almost forgotten that. He's going to do the honours here. But first up, the officials, and Martin Atkinson will be stronger and wiser for having done a game of this profile. Remember, just 2 previous Premiership campaigns on the elite panel. Roger East, Sean Proctor-Green and Mark Clattenburg, very highly regarded referee who, as I mentioned earlier, has had a lot of fitness problems, but he's back and raring to go. Today's 4th official. Well, maybe they're taking up the cudgels, the Liverpool fans, on behalf of Steven Gerrard and the fact that John Terry edged him out of the England captaincy. There's hardly anybody in the stadium to champion Chelsea's cause at this moment, but they'll want to get these losers' mementos and get off and get home.
Yeah, that's it. Take it, get down the tunnel. They may stay out. Chelsea know what it's like to pick up many trophies, and people have applauded them for it. Opposing teams, even on the day. So you may see 1 or 2 of them just hang around and applaud Liverpool just as sportsmen and say, well done, it was your day today, not ours. That would be nice if that happens and not all of them disappear down the tunnel. I see Carvalho's gone, but 1 or 2 like John Terry and Frank Lampard, as you would expect, I guess, and the rest of just congregating. So maybe it'll just be a token gesture of applause to say, well done, it was your day, Liverpool, but we'll be back.
Yeah, the majority, to be fair to Chelsea, are staying.
Yeah.
And the management there, Mick McGibbon behind José Mourinho. Steve Clarke on the right, with another of those severe pre-season haircuts. Well, who's going to do the honours here? Jamie Carragher led the team out.
After going up to collect winners' medals in May in the FA Cup final, they now do the same.
After all, Stevie G's had his hands on a few bits of silverware recently. But it's Liverpool's day. They win the Shield for a 10th time. And the club has not been short on silverware, and the Gerard Houllier as well as Rafa Benítez. It is, of course, the league title that the fans want back. And the chairman, David Moores, as well. The 17 years next May, of course, since that 18th crown.
Tell you what's good for Liverpool, Mark, as well, sorry about this, about winning today, is the new ones, like Aurelio going up there and Bellamy going up, and getting a feel about what it's like about Liverpool, to actually how important it is to win things. And they've tasted this. Within a couple of months, all of them are joining the club. That's important.
Steven Gerrard is at the back of the line, and he has got the armband on. And Jamie Carragher, I think, has deferred. Or are they going to do it together?
So, ladies and gentlemen,
it's a joint one, isn't it?
So let's give a Jamie Carragher.
Well, they got to Cardiff at Chelsea's expense in the FA Cup. And now they've beaten Chelsea here in the Millennium Stadium to win the Community Shield. Togetherness today is Liverpool. And over the 90 minutes, Andy, just about right?
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot between them, really. But I wouldn't argue with it. I think just at the end there, I thought Chelsea had the better of the opening 20-25 minutes of the second half, but as you would expect when Alonso and Gerrard and Bellamy came on, they got stronger, Liverpool. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't argue with it. Just a quick note, I mean, Chelsea have taken a lot of stick over the last couple of years for various things. Just to say to John Terry and his boys, well done there. They stayed there for the presentation, watched Liverpool raise that trophy and then went off. So, you know, they were good sportsmen today.
Went off to get ready for maybe more momentous silverware ahead. But Liverpool today have shown that they are competitive. We made that point right at the start. It is the onus on the other big clubs in England to make sure that Chelsea, with all their resources, don't run away with everything. Well, here's one they haven't won. Liverpool have won it here in Cardiff by 2-1.
And Jamie, Rafa said right at the start of the afternoon, the team I have chosen to start with and what I have in reserve, I believe will win here today. Well, he's been proven right, hasn't he?
He was proved right, Richard Jez. I mean, Craig Bellamy said it in the interview after with Jeff. He's already said he will mix and match the team. There will be different forward, different permutations, lots of different players coming in. Mohamed Sissoko, I thought, was magnificent today in midfield. I thought he controlled the game without the help of Steven Gerrard, without the help of Xabi Alonso, and I thought the togetherness of the Liverpool team was really impressive. But José Mourinho, I thought more questions than answers today. I thought they found it difficult. Ballack didn't look